I wonder if Ted Cruz still wants to build that wall to Mexico. I think he's gone over it. Yeah, that's it. Didn't work, did it? Anyway, that's too political. We should talk about other things like the Queen of England, who has decided that Meghan is no longer in the royal family. So they're not very progressive. They don't have what we have, the Perseverance that landed on Mars. They're still working on the Princess phone that doesn't work. Anyway, the trip to Mars, that's pretty interesting. The spacecraft landed and is defective. It's got to go back because the airbag didn't open. I think something is really mortally wrong about the way we're thinking as mortals, as human beings. Somewhere along the line, we have ruined this planet, so now we think we're going to go somewhere else. We better pray that nobody is there. You know, you're going to run into Robin Williams as what was it that he did, Mork and Mindy, right? You know, we're going to have some sort of I guess a meeting with the Martians, and they're going to have something to say about what I'm doing. I'm going to open my new business on Mars. I'm going to open a lawn service. I don't know if these things are going to be applied or not, if we can really actually go to another planet without being invited, or wouldn't that be considered an invasion? What if they came here? You know, they scared the bejesus out of us here. We probably scare them up there. I don't know. It's an interesting concept that we're going to other planets to explore, and when we land, there's nothing there. Does it give you the idea that they don't have any oxygen, they have no water, they have no people? Now, what the hell are we looking at here? Why don't you stay home? You know, Florida doesn't seem so bad after all of that. I think my perseverance is about waiting out for this COVID. If I don't get my shot pretty soon, I'm going to dress as a grandmother. That doesn't work, you know. Two girls that dress as grandmothers on their second shot, which means it worked the first time. They went to Orlando, but you know, that's a place where Disney is, and everybody's in costume all the time. If I were to go there for a shot, I would probably dress as Pluto. Speaking of planets, here we go back to that again. I think somewhere along the line I'm going to be straightened out and do a radio talk show. As soon as they put radio back on the map again, radio's over, you know. Rush Limbaugh closed the door on radio. Of course, radio closed the door on him too. But you know, we really do miss him. I have a great story about Rush Limbaugh, which I won't tell on the air, and I'm not going to do a telltale book, so you're going to have to pry it out of me when we meet in person. Say, hey, you know, tell me that story about Rush. And then I'll probably go into how I got a rush when I was doing drugs and try to avoid the issue so that I don't have to tell you about his 300 pounds that he had when he was with Tom Chauvin behind a counter trying to adjust a computer. And the two of these guys with their chubby little paws on the on the plugins. Did I tell the story? Not all of it. Yeah, you see, when you know these people, it's a lot different than when you're watching them on television, like Kanye West and Kardashian. You know, Ralph, the Kardashian father, he would be turning in his grave right now with all of this. And it's Black History Month. It's a good time for them to get divorced. The wrong time, the wrong place. The Miami Heat, yeah, well, that's what we have all year round. But today we got 60 degrees, and it's going to be somewhat of a beautiful day at the pool for me. So I feel bad about the people in Texas, though, because that's a place where it's a big state, Lone Star State. So many millions of people are suffering from no electricity. I mean, can you imagine that? See how important that is, just to have that one element, just to have electric. We're so dependent on electricity and on batteries, which are related to it, and the fuel that supplies the electricity that comes from the plants that are not they're not doing the right thing these days. They what they call a rolling blackout. That means a certain section they turn the electricity off for a while so they can use it somewhere else. I would call that a little bit of favoritism. It's like these people that want to get some sort of a place in the society where they don't have to wait in line like the rest of us. I give to you the drive-in window at Chick-fil-A. That's, you know, that's a good practice for learning life. I got the kids in there, the grandkids the other day, and I said, get used to this, because there're going to be a lot of times you're going to wait in line for something. And you're going to have perseverance, not the space shot. Okay, I'm going on my way today. I've got a lot of things to do today. I'll think of something. It's a Reynolds wrap.